What's going on, everybody? You get the Raging Rob here. Everybody's talking about Virginia. I just want to put my 2 cents in about what's going on in Virginia. The big V, the vagina. All right, Virginia has always been like how do I say this? A battleground for the last two civil wars. The Revolutionary War. You know, when the British tried taking our guns, we told them to fuck off. You know, the Confederate War, the Civil War. So Virginia's always been this kind of state that's how do I say this? It's like with the question mark. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of state it's a what if state kind of much. And I think what's going on is right now in Virginia, you know, this gun control bullshit. It worked in New Jersey, New York, California. They're trying to push it in Oregon. It worked in Maryland. They're having resistance in Illinois. I still got a little bit of a cough. Don't worry. When J.B. Pritzker's fat ass took the governor's seat in Illinois, the first thing he did was give me your guns. Well, it didn't work. He tried passing legislation to we're going to do social media checks on you, which is a violation of the Fourth Amendment, you know, probable cause, violation of the First Amendment, freedom of speech, violation of the Second Amendment, you got a right to have guns against the case of tyrannical government, okay? So, but it didn't work. He had resistance in Illinois, and you know, the patriots in Illinois, you know, why is it that the fucking liberal shitheads in Chicago get to decide who runs the state for the rest of Illinois? Bullshit. You'd be surprised how many patriots are in all the rest of Illinois. Normal, Bloomington, Springfield, and all the cornfields and the Effingham and all the other rest of Illinois. Where you got if you ever drove to Illinois outside Chicago, it's kind of like Indiana. It's a big cornfield until you hit the Mississippi River. Okay, I know I've been in Illinois many times. A lot of conservatives there. You'd be surprised how many conservatives are there. Same thing with upstate New York. And same thing with these places in Northern California, Jefferson and out in the open. You'd be surprised how many conservatives are in California. Just last night, I was in Northern California. I was up by Tracy. Just not in city Tracy, but I was outside Tracy, truck stop. I was wearing my Do Not Tread on Me hat, and I walked outside Denny's. Oh, I love your hat. And some Californians, you know, conservative Californians. They still exist. And that's I really think that California, New York still has some hope. I want to think that. But that's the same thing in what's going on in Virginia. Why does the fucking shitheads in Richmond and the D.C. area get to decide what the rest of the citizens do in the state of Virginia? Okay? We should block you off. You have your gun-free zones. Let us live our life with our guns. You don't like it? Fuck you. Well, we're doing it for safety, security, and because I don't like that AR-15, you shouldn't own one. Well, guess what? I don't like assholes that drive Ford Mustangs. And am I trying to, I'm a Dodge Charger kind of person. I own a Dodge Charger. I don't like Ford. I never drove a Ford. Well, I drove a Ford a couple of times, rented cars. But I never owned a Ford. I never will. They're junk. I drove a Ford Mustang a couple of times. I didn't like them. I don't want to own one. They're pieces of shit to me. Am I going to say, well, because I don't like them, you can't own a Ford Mustang? Bullshit. If you want to own a Ford Mustang, fine. I had an uncle. Well, he wasn't married to my aunt, but my aunt's boyfriend of like 20 fucking years. He loved Ford. He had like a Ford Mustang. His daughter went out and bought a Ford Mustang. My cousin and, that side of my family, they love Ford Mustangs. I don't like them. I drove one once. I hated it. I love my Dodge Charger. But anyway, just because you don't like something, stop trying to, well, I don't like the AR-15 AK-47. You shouldn't own one. Well, fuck you. Go to your liberal area, and I'll stay in my conservative area. But there's a civil war is going to start brewing in Virginia. I just got over a nasty cold. Don't mind me. Sorry. So anyway, You got 87 counties. Somebody else said it was 90 counties. I don't know exactly. I think it's 87, 88, whatever it is. 87 sheriffs of the 94, 95 counties of Virginia have stood up and said, we will not confiscate the guns. They got this new guy running. I'm from Maricopa County, Arizona, Phoenix. We got this shithole or shit-ass sheriff right now, Paul, what the hell's his name? I can't even remember. He's just he's a fuckhead. I don't like the guy. He's an illegal immigrant supporter. He's just a fucking piece of shit. So, Sheriff Joe Arpaio, he's running again. You know, with all due respect, I love Sheriff Joe, but I'm not going to vote for the guy. He's 87 years old. I just think he needs to retire. But we got this other sheriff in Maricopa County, Arizona running. I can't remember his name. Something Sheldon, or was it Sheridan, or whatever. Cliff Sheridan, or whatever the hell it was. I'm going to vote for that guy. Well, I can't. I'm not registered out of Arizona yet. I'm still living in my truck. I'm trying to save for... I'm registered out of Michigan, so I wish I would vote for the guy, but I'm saving up for my big down payment on a house in Arizona. I'm getting the fuck out of Michigan. I used to live in Arizona. I used to have an address there. I moved back for a couple of years, and I came back to Arizona. I lived out of my truck, still registered out of Michigan, just saving up for that big down payment, you know. But I met Sheriff Joe Arpaio a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever, at a gun show in Phoenix. Talked to the guy for a minute. Great guy. I just think he's going kind of senile. He's 87 years old. And I just think he should retire. No disrespect to Sheriff Joe. But you got 87, 88 sheriffs in Virginia say, hey, we're not going to confiscate the guns. So the governor, this shithead piece of shit, cocksucking governor, I can't even remember his name, Rotham Nordham or whatever the fuck, some weird ass name. He says, well, what the hell is it called? What the hell they call it? Sanctuary gun counties don't mean shit. I just call in the National Guard. You know what kind of asshole calls in the National Guard against law-abiding citizens? You know who does that shit? Tyrants do that shit. You know what happened to Gaddafi when the people got fucking sick of him because of his tyrannical rules? And he was a tyrant. You know what they fucking did to Gaddafi? They stormed the fucking building and they dragged his fucking bloody ass through the fucking streets until he was dead. That's what they do with tyrants. Rotham Nordham, you are a fucking tyrant. And we're not going to stand for this fuckery. I'm not even a Virginian. I'm an Arizonian and a Michigander. Born and raised Michigander, Arizonian. That's who I am. A mix of both. I'm not a Virginian. But as a patriot, I stand with my Virginians. Because we're not going to stand for this tyranny. I'm not going to issue any threats. But my advice to the Virginians, do not comply against this tyrant. You know, do what you're going to do. I'm not saying you should do anything crazy, but if you do, word of advice, well, the Second Amendment was written. Now, I don't want to hear all you fucking liberal dumbasses, Shannon Watts and Michael Bloomberg and all these fucking stupid Democrats come out and say, well, we support the Second Amendment. Us at Moms Demand Action, we support the Second Amendment. But, no, there is no but. My ass is right here. This is my fucking butt. Okay? Your butt is on your buttocks. Okay? There is no but in the Second Amendment. It says that we should have, the armed citizenry should have enough guns, what they think is reasonable, to fight against a tyrannical government if that time ever comes where they say, give me your guns. That's why the Second Amendment was written. If you don't support that, then you don't support the Second Amendment. Shut the fuck up, Shannon Watts. You don't support the Second Amendment. Shut your goddamn pie hole. And shut the fuck up, Rotham Nordham. And shut the fuck up, Beto O'Rourke and Michael Bitchberg. You don't support the Second Amendment. You don't. So shut the fuck up. Because that's why the Second Amendment was written. Joe Pedophile Biden, Well, I support the Second Amendment, but we need to ban assault rifles. Shut the fuck up, you pedophile. Okay? You don't support the Second Amendment. We do. Rothan Northam, you're not taking our guns. You're going to send in the National Guard. You got plenty of National Guard members that are coming out on social media saying, I'm not going to confiscate guns from law-abiding citizens. We're not going to do it. They took an oath to the United States Constitution to follow the Constitution, uphold the Constitution, not the shitheads in Richmond, and not the shitheads in D.C. Donald Trump is draining the swamp, but you still got a few shitheads there. We got the stupidest Congress in the history of this country. We got some fucking dumbbell from the Bronx, some fucking stupid bitch bartender that doesn't know shit. We got this stupid fucking cunt in Minnesota that supports terrorists. We got this stupid fucking shithead in Detroit, Rashida Tlaib. That's our fucking Congress now. A bunch of shitheads. Any law enforcement agency, any law enforcement officer, or a member of the National Guard or military, they took an oath in their police academy to follow the Constitution of the United States of America, not the shitheads that gave them an order. And if you confiscate guns from a citizen, you are a tyrant, you are a traitor. And you deserve what's coming to you. Rothan Northern, whatever the fuck your name is, it's coming. Civil war is brewing. You're asking for it, and it's fucking coming. Because we're not going to stand for this shit. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that the citizens of Virginia, if the Civil War does brew, and it probably is going to brew, you see what happened in the movie The Hunger Games, the second one, where the citizens stormed at whatever and overthrew that asshole, Mr. Snow, the tyrant, or whatever the hell his name was. Yeah. Rothan Northam, my advice to you is, you got three options. Number one is resign. Number two, you can stay governor, but shut the fuck up and let us do our thing as patriots in Virginia. I'm not from Virginia. I'm speaking for the patriots in Virginia. Number three is continue the Britannical race, and the people are going to rise up, and they're going to do what they're going to do. And you're going to be on the receiving end of it, and it ain't going to be very nice. Because I'm not issuing any threats. I'm just saying what could happen. Because history, if you look at history in this world, other countries, you know what they did? They rose up and overthrew tyrants. They, back in the day, back in the Stone Age days, and, 600, 700 AD, and back in those days, they overthrew kings. The people rose up, and they knew a few were going to get slaughtered. They took their swords, and they overthrew the fucking king. Okay, that's what they did. And if it comes to that, and this Virginia governor is on the receiving end of it, then he got what he deserved. Because it's right in the United States Constitution. We have the right to overthrow and rebel against the government. For all you fucking libtards out there calling me a domestic terrorist, actually, you're the fucking domestic terrorist. You're the fucking traitor. You need to look at your Constitution, okay? There's 170 countries in this fucking world. If you don't like this one, Canada's borders are open. Uh, I'm sure there's a lot of Middle Eastern shitholes that like to have you. China's borders are open. Russia's open. A few other countries are open. Mexico. Make your bed. Okay? That's all I'm saying.